Hi, I'm Brayden, and this is called Horton, Here's a Who by Dr. Seuss. On the 15th of May, in the jungle of Knoll, and the heat of the day, the cool of a pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton the elephant heard a small nose. So Horton stopped. Splashing, he looked toward the sound. That's funny, thought Horton. There's no one around. Then he heard it again, just a very faint yelp. I'll help you, said Horton, but who are you? Where? He looked and he looked. He could see nothing there but a small speck of dust blowing past through the air. I say, murmured Horton, I've never heard tell of a small speck of dust that is able to yell. So you know what I think. Why? I think that there must be someone on top of that small speck of dust. Some sort of a cream teacher. A very small size, too small to be seen by an elephant's eyes. Some poor little person who's shaking with fear. That hell blow in the pool. He has on no notice sometimes that no way to street. I'll just have to save him, because after all, a person on matter how small. So gallantly, and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretches his great trunk through the air, and he lifted the dust speck and cried it over and placed it down safe on a very soft clover. Humph! Humphed a voice. 'Twas a sore kangaroo, and the young kangaroo in her punch said, humph, to why that speck is as small as the head of a pin. A person on that, why there never has been. me, said Horton. I'll tell you certainly my ears are quite keen, and I heard him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there, and what's more, quite likely there's 2, even 3, even 4. Quite likely a family, for all that we know. A family with children just starting to grow. So please, Horton said, as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just please let them be. I think you're a fool, laughed the sore kangaroo. And the young kangaroo and her pawn said, me too. You're the biggest blame flaw in the jungle of Knoll. And the kangaroo plumped in the cool of the pool. What terrible splashing. The elephant roared. I can't let my very small persons get drowned. I've got to protect them. I'm bigger than they. So he plucked up the clover and hushed away. Through the high jungle tree tops, the news quickly. He talks to a dust speck. He's out of his head. Just look at him. Walk with that speck on that flower. And Horton walked, roaring almost in horror. Should I put this speck down? Horton thought with alarm. If I do, these small persons may come to grate him. I can put it down, and I won't after all. A person's a person, no matter how small. Then Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint. He could just barely hear it. Speck up, please, said Horton. He Put his ear near it. My friend, came the voice, you've a very fine friend. You helped all you folks on this dust speck on end. No. You've saved all our houses or cellings and floors. You've saved all our nuggets and grocery stores. You mean Horton? Gasped. You have buildings there too. Oh yes, pop! The voice we most commonly too. I know called the voice I'm too small to be seen. But I'm mayor of a town that is friendly and clean. Or buildings to you would seem terribly small, but to us who aren't big, they are friendly tall. My town is called Whoville, for I'm a Who, and we Whos are all thankful and grateful to you. And Horton called back to the mayor of the town, you're safe now, don't worry, I won't let you down. But just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, there the big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The waiting llamas came shouting, What? This elephant's talking to whos who are not. There isn't any whos, and they don't have a mayor. And we're going to stop all this noises. So there. They snatched Horton's clover. They snorted off to block Brayden's eagle, named Veldclaw, a mighty, strong eagle of very serious wing. And they said, Will you kindly get rid of this thing? And before the poor elephant even could speak, that eagle flew off with the flower in his beak. All that late afternoon and far into the night, that black button bird flapped his wings and fast fight light. All Horton crashed after with groans over stones. What hurted his tones and burdened his bones and brilliance? Please don't harm all my little folks who have a much right to live as us bigger folks do. But far, far beyond him, that eagle kept flapping, and over his shoulder called back, "Quiet your yapping. I'll fly the night through. I'm a bird, I don't mind it. And I'll hide this tomorrow where you'll never find it." And at 6:56 the next morning, he did it. It's sure. What a terrible place that he hid it. He let that small clover drop somewhere inside of a great patch of clovers. I heard it miles wide. "Find that," said the bird, "but I think you will fail." And he left with a flap of his black bonnet tail. "I'll find it," cried Horton. "I'll find it a bust. I shall find my friends on my small speck of dust. And clover by clover with cave, he picked up and searched them and called, "Are you there?" But clover by clover, he found. That's the one that he sought, for he was just not around. And by noon, poor old Horton, more dead than alive, had picked Surnage and plied up 9005. Then, on through the afternoon, horror after horror, till he found them at last on the 3 millions flower. "My friends," cried the elephant, "tell me, do tell, are you safe? And you sound, are you whole? Are you well?" From down on the speck came the voice of the mare, where Ridley had trouble much more than our share, when the blackbonnets buyer let go and we dropped. We landed so hard that our clothes have all stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chairs
smashed. And our bicycle tires all blew up when we crashed. So Horton, please, pleaded. What voice of the mayor? Will you stick by us, Roseville? As well, we're making prayers. Of course, Horton answered. Of course, I will strike. I'll stick by you, small forks, through then and through trick. Humph, humph, a voice for almost 2 days. You've run wild, and instead on touching with persons who've never exciting, said it. Such cranes on in our expensive jungle. I've had quite enough of your blowing bungle. And I'm here to state, snapped the big kangaroo. That's you, or silly nervousness. Game is all through, and the young kangaroo in her punch said, Me too. With the help of the witch and his brother and those of witches, uncles, and whiskeys, conatus, and witches in laws choose help. I've Glenn, you're going to be wobbled, and you going to be caged. And as for you, dust speck, ha, that's we shall bowl in a hot stream candle of bizzling nut oil. Boil it, grasped Horton. Oh, that you can't do. It's all full of persons. They'll drive it to you. Mr. Mayor, Horton called Mr. Mayor. You've got to try. Not that you really are there. So call a big meeting. Great. Everyone out. Make every who holler. Make every who shout. Make every who scream if you don't. Every who is going to end up in a misled nut stew. And down on the dust speck, the scared little Meyer quick hold a big meeting in Whoville town square, and his people cried Ludi, the cried out in fear. We are here, we are here, we are here, we are here. The elephant smiled. That was clear. A bell. kangaroos snarly. Heard that very well, and I heard snapped. The big kangaroo was the person, and the faint sound of wings through the 4 distant streets. I heard no small voice, and you didn't either. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me, nature!" Grab him, they shouted it, and Keg, the big drop, loser his muscles with 10 miles of rope. Tie the nose tight so hell never shakes, slows the junk, the burnt speck in the bliss nuts juice. Horton's fought back with great roar and wind, but the Woodskins gang was too many for him. They beat him, they at him, they started to haul him into his cave, but he managed to call him into the mare. Don't give up. I believe in you all. A person's, no matter how small. And you very small persons will not have to die if you make Yusufus heard. So come on now and bear a try. The male grabbed a tom-tom. He started to smack it, and all over Whoville they hopped up a racket. They rolled in its 10 cowlines. They bit on brass pans, on rabbit pail tops, and old Granny's cannons. They blew on forks and blizzards, great toads, on credence, on pans and boom pans and flutes. Great gouts of flute rackets rang high through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky, and the mare called up through the howling mad multitudes, "Hey, Horton, whose this is our sound coming through?" And Horton called back, "I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't as strong quite as mine. They don't hear a thing." "Are you sure all your boys are doing their best? Are they all making noise? Are you sure every who down in Whoville is working quite look through your town? Is there annoying stalking?" through the town rushed the mayor from the east to the west. But everyone's managed to be doing his best. Everyone's managed to be yapping or yapping. Everyone's managed to be pibbing or pibbing. But it wasn't enough. All the Russians and he had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building. He ratcheted flew. And just as he list, he was getting no hair, and almost but about to give up in despair, and suddenly burst through a door, and the mare just swimming, unchuckling quite heard it away. And Fairfax, apprentice, 20J. A very small shirking named Jojo was just standing. Not a yip, not a crump. And the mare rubbed and was standing inside, and he grabbed the young draft. And he called with the lap up the Isvenator. This cried, "The mare is your town's darker whore. The time for all who's who heave old. That is red. To come to the eye of their country," and said, "I've got to make noises and greater, almost so open, you must let for every voice counts." Thuns and spoke as he listens when they got to the top, the lad cleared his throat, and he churned out Bob. And the yup, that one small extra yup, but it's over. Finally, at last, from the speck on the clover, Their voices were heard, they rang out clear and clean. Their voices were heard, they rang out clear and clean. And the elephant smiled. "Do you see what I mean?" They've proved they are persons, no matter how small. And their whole world was saved by the smallest act of all. "How true, yes, how true," said the big kangaroo. "And from now on you know what I'm planning to do. From now on, I'm going to park them with you." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me too, from sun in the summer, from rain when it's fallish. I'm going to parent them no matter how small." The end. See you next time.